Friends, we are back from the Netherlands. We had an awesome time with Pierre Marjorie. Our layover was a little bit lengthy, you know, COVID and everything. We came back to the United States just in time for the holidays. We had an awesome time in Macon, Georgia. We toured downtown. We had lots to eat. And then we took a little trip up to West Virginia, where we met up with Charley Harper. Our next artist of study is from. He's an American illustrator, and he was super big in the modernist movement. And he has minimalist approach to illustrations, and he was contracted with 4 Time magazines, Golden Books, national parks, and his work is very stylized, very whimsical. He was born in Frenchtown, West Virginia in 1922, and he found inspiration in his family's farm. He was 84 years old when he died, and he once said, and I quote him, "When I look at wildlife or nature subject, I don't see feathers, fur, scapulars, or tail coverts. None of that. I see exciting shapes, color combinations, patterns, textures, and fascinating behavior and endless possibilities for making interesting pictures." Super awesome. His work is so beautiful. People are using his work now for books, for holiday cards. And one of his most impressive murals was actually called Spacewalk, and it was hidden for 3 decades. So if a decade has 10 years and you have 3 decades, that's 30 years. Yeah, there's some math in there. And his Spacewalk mural was hidden for 30 years, and it was restored in 2015, and it consisted of 30,000 tiles. And this mural measures 15 feet by 30 feet across, and it was done because he was inspired by Neil Armstrong's first step on the moon. So today we're either going to do our version of Read and Fed, or your version of Deer. I'll see you friends on the drawing board. Hey friends, today we're going to do our version of Charley Harper's Read and Fed. And for today's lesson, you will need a blank sheet of paper, pencil, eraser. Today I'm going to go ahead and use a Sharpie as well. You don't have to use a Sharpie. You can use a black color pencil, a black crayon, or a regular black marker would work as well. You need something to help create some colors, so color pencils, crayons, or markers, or a mixture of all 3, or 2. I'm going to go ahead and clear my board. The red cardinal has a circle. As best as you can create a circle. And that circle actually goes up, almost like a curved triangle. And we have 2 lines for his legs. And 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start outlining this shape here. That's going to be the body of the cardinal. And I'm going to leave these lines for now. Go into my pencil. Make a straight line. Okay, and I'm going to use a Sharpie from here on out. So I'm going to create a straight line, almost to where these 2 lines kind of cross up towards the top of your teardrop. And a U shape. And inside this U shape, I'm going to have a very stretched kite. Straight line across. And 2 circles, and that's going to start creating the face of the cardinal. And And somewhere around here, I'm going to do a tail. I want a nice long triangular tail. Perfect. And I'm going to outline these two lines that I had, and I'm going to put dots for where his knees should be. Okay. And I'm going to outline these two lines now. And 1, 2 diagonal lines. 1, 2 diagonal lines. These are going to be his wings. Okay. Move my pencil aside. And now I'm going to create the corn part of this. So I actually will need my pencil. So it looks like he's standing on a log / piece of corn. So, and that has a rectangular shape. And then it's almost like a tip right there. Let's make that a little longer. And I want to go ahead and outline this part here. Now that you guys can see it. And then right about here, I'm actually going to add another layer up, because when you add corn kernels, corn has a slight curve there. And let's bring this up to here. And these look like small rectangles. And now I'm going to put in a couple more horizontal lines. I want this one to stop. They're going to stop at different parts, so they don't have to be all the same length. And now you just make these into rectangles. And some parts of your corn is actually breaking away, but when they break away, they actually have almost like a triangular shape. And I'm going to put a couple of rectangles here because it wasn't a clean break there. Okay, let's go ahead and outline what we just drew. And before we add color, there's some parts of your corn is going to have some extra parts that come out. These would be like the husk that was once connected to your corn. So we have some there, and then we have maybe some can stick out here. All right, let's do a couple more. And then we'll add in some general greenery. Let's put this one to the back. These are the leaves that are hanging off of almost change. It's ready to shed. And let's do a couple more. Let's do a couple more here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, and let's go ahead and add in our color. So our cardinal is red. Nice bright red. And our beak, let's use a color pencil for this. Super bright. And the rest of our body for our cardinal is going to be black. Fill it in with our Sharpie. Do our tail. And our corn has a nice bright gold color almost. Let's see, this color would work. These are our kernels. And our kernels are not going to fill up the entire space for the most part. We want most of the kernels to fill, but not all of them, because we want to create the illusion that there was some explosion or some kind of eating that happened. Red and fed. Our cardinal really did a number on this corn. Notice I'm skipping a couple. I'm going to add the brown part in a second. And add our dark brown. And you can opt to do some light blue background if you want to. You don't have to. I'm just going to fill in these parts here. All right, there you have it, friends. Our version of Charley Harper's Red and Fed. That was super awesome, super amazing. I love doing both of them. The cardinal is one of my favorite birds ever. Charley Harper's signature cardinal bird, Red and Fed, follows him. That's his little logo that he uses in all his artwork. Charley Harper was an American illustrator, and his work was famous during the modernist movement. And he has very minimal approach to his illustrations. They are unmistakable. He has done illustrations for Time magazine, Golden Books, the national parks. His work is highly stylized, highly whimsical. He was born in Frenchtown, West Virginia in 1922, and he found a lot of inspiration on his family farm. He was 84 years old when he died. One of his most impressive murals was a mural called Spacewalk because he found inspiration in Neil Armstrong's first step on the moon. And this mural was 15 feet by 30 feet across, and it consisted of over 30,000 tiles. This guy, Charley Harper, is by far one of the most amazing American artists / illustrator of all times. I had a great time with you, friends. You guys stay safe, and I will see you next week. Bye. Green Crayon says bye. Bye. See you later.